Which are the top EMRs and what is Epic's market share? Well, the different websites say different things. Some say Epic has about a 42% share world over. Some say it's about 37%. So what are the other big EMRs? Well, we definitely have Cerner, somewhere between 27 to 32%, depending on the website that you look at. And let's not forget the others. We have Meditech, TrueEdge, Athena Health, and then there are tons of others that rank in the top 10 EMRs. Recently, Cerner got acquired by Oracle. So there's Oracle Cerner, which probably also increases their market share. Amidst all this, let's not forget InterSystems and NextGen. Their market percentages may seem small and misleading, but honestly, they're significant in certain countries and certain regions like Italy and Middle East. Epic has implemented in many countries: the United States, UK, Singapore, other Asian countries, other Middle Eastern countries, Australia, Norway, etc., etc. Cerner has implemented in the US, in UK, in Australia, in Canada, in Ireland, in France. There's plenty of overlap, and most of the countries are covered by both these EMRs. Once the HITECH Act came into effect, there were lots of incentives to go electronic. The electronic medical records industry became big. There were options, there were things that were done, development that took place. All the hospitals had to submit their records electronically. It started with billing. With Medicare and Medicaid billing, you had to submit those claims electronically. But then it went elsewhere. There were lots of incentives given and the stages awarded by HIMSS. It just meant that if you were at a certain stage and age of HIMSS, it was better for the hospital, lesser penalties, and a better name. The EMRs, the EHRs, the digitization almost became a mandate. It's almost as if you had to do it. Amidst all this, there were implementation costs and effort, the energy, the time that it took to implement. It wasn't as if you decided today and you could go live as of yesterday. You probably had to take a year for specific modules of the hospital. For specific things, specific billing, specific specializations, it took time, energy, and money. Cost of implementation really depended on the hospital. It could be per bed, per user login. It could depend on the specialties that you wanted to implement, the modules you wanted to choose. There was a huge variety. So amidst all these costs, there were about 21 rural and community hospitals in the US itself that shut down between 2020 and 2025. 19 of these hospitals shut down in 2020 itself. So many of these EMRs and EHRs have come up with something called a community module that better serves the smaller rural hospitals, the community medical centers, and something that a town lives by. A hospital is a big deal in a town. An outpatient clinic, a provider clinic, which is a multi-specialty, is also a big deal. We need more of these. We need more of the community medical centers going live on IT and having the digitization. Only if we have that can we have something called interoperability. What does that mean? A very fancy term, interoperability. Well, what it means is if I had my laboratory tests done at an XYZ hospital in a particular state, I could go somewhere else, maybe a different state, maybe a different country, and I could use my same laboratory tests. I don't have to redo those labs. I don't have to redo my MRI. I don't have to redo my imaging. They should be transferable. It sounds so easy sitting here. It sounds so easy that the images that I took in one hospital all the way on the East Coast probably went to the West Coast of the US, but it hardly ever happens. It probably doesn't happen even within the same state. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. When we repeat things, it's duplication and it actually adds to the costs. The costs for the hospital, costs for the insurance companies, and costs to the patients. So we really need more and more of these hospitals going through a community module that could be interoperable with other hospitals so that data can be shared appropriately, keeping in mind all the privacy laws that we have. We also have to ensure that when we do some procedures, we can transfer the notes possible to another hospital. Maybe I need to go for a certain specialty to a different hospital, and that's why I need to transfer my records. Again, it has to be done efficiently, keeping in mind that we're transferring healthcare data. It has a certain element of privacy, but we have to integrate efficiently. I remember the lines a senior director once told me: don't just implement and walk away. Make sure that it's being used appropriately, efficiently, and time and again. Because only if we use something over and over again can we make it better. If we don't make it better, then it's just a feature that's forgotten. It's like those iPhone features that you never use. But let's not make that happen in the healthcare world. Let's ensure that things that we implement get used, get bettered, and that we're improving and improvising on it time and again.